Hello! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Here's what the box looks like. And that's the spelling of Gabby's name. The website is schifferbooks.com, I believe. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Schiffer, yep. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. It's illustrated by Jesse Reish, and then I believe there's a website at the bottom there, hayhouse.com, if you're interested. And the dice, I use a 22-sided dice for the Major Arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And then I use a 14-sided dice for the Minor Arcana, and then a 4-sided dice to decide the element. Those dice, I believe they all came because I got an updated one from this place where I think it's Math Art Fun, I believe. I can't see it on the camera myself right now, but hopefully you can see the website if you want to check it out. I believe it's Math Art Fun. Math Art Fun, yep. All right. That being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much, and let's go on to your read. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Got the Two of Wands at the bottom. So there might be quick decisions that have been a part of this for a while. Yeah, because I saw it. So I'm like, yeah, we'll keep it. I don't know that that's a bad thing. Random energy. The Wheel of Fortune showed up. Killing me. So every one of the I've done Virgo, I've done Capricorn, and now you. Every one of you got that Wheel of Fortune. And the majority of the cards are not out. I'm just saying. Like, I got like this whole stack still left. You know what I'm saying? That thing just keeps popping out. I don't know why I'm so aggravated with it, but I'm just like, especially earth signs. Not usually a fan of it, but the last two it went in their favor, and the energy seemed to be okay. So we'll see. Maybe it is for you too. Maybe it is for you too. Random decisions. Actually, it was the Ten of Wands at the bottom, not the Two of... I thought it was the Two of Wands, but it's the 10. So, there's success through stress. I keep getting random decisions, though. So, random decisions, but you got the Strength card in the past. This can talk about a Leo energy. Doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a Leo person, but this is something that moves forward very strong, very fast, makes the decisions in the moment, keeps going, keeps fighting until they have that success. They may do 10 different things and only get, six successes out of 10, but those 6 successes are quite notable. So let's keep that in mind. This is not usually Taurus's jam. That's not how Taurus usually does things. I know that. But this might be how the situation kind of rolls. And it's kind of like Taurus doesn't like putting their energy into things that they're not going to get something out of. So out of 10 things, having 6 successes, even though they're major successes, it's hard for Taurus to not look at the 4 that didn't work out and kind of overanalyze that, because they're like, no, I don't waste my time. I don't like that. I don't put my effort into a chance. I put my effort into something stable, and when I put my effort in, I get something out of it. That's kind of the Taurus jam I'm used to. And whatever this situation is, I get the random decision thing, and you've gone through it, and maybe you haven't had a choice. This is just how you've had to go with it. It's just how it works. I think you've gotten kind of used to it. Or at least in the past you got used to it. This may be an energy that's not currently in your life, but maybe something that you have survived through before, and you've made it through. The Magician is starting to show up here in this situation. Is that just you, or is that other people? Is that a cooperative effort? What do we got going on here? 3 of Fire. Something kind of moving in. It's half in, half out. The Devil card reversed. Somebody else might be letting go that kind of opens the door for you. Are you letting... No. Somebody else is letting go, opening the door for you. Okay. You got the Devil card reversed on the dice. That's somebody letting go. You also have the Devil card in the environment with the Two of Cups. The thing is with the Devil card, it does sometimes talk about Capricorn energy. Capricorn is compatible with Taurus, just to be fair, generally. They're both earth signs. Another thing with that energy is that it has boundaries and rules. With the Devil energy, you kind of feel like, as long as you stay within the lines, they won't be mean to you. You step outside those boundaries, though, and then that's a whole nother story. You may regret the day you were born. I'm just saying. Taurus is good with boundaries, especially if you agree with the boundaries. Very good with boundaries. This energy does not seem like it's a problem for you. It's just there. Other people probably have problems with it because other people like to do what other people like to do, and that's their business. But there's this Devil energy around here, but it's kind of like, no, I see it for what it is. I know where, I can work here, I don't work there. Do stuff over here, don't do stuff over there. I can put, it's the kind of like, I can leave my lunch in this locker room. I cannot leave it in that one because I know what goes on there. Like, it's kind of like, I know, the boundaries. You know how to do it. You're like, yeah, I'll just keep myself where I need to keep myself. Things will be fine. Okay, I do see like you stepping into something. Somebody else is stepping out. You're stepping in. There's resistance with this. It feels like you're stepping into something, like you're starting something. You're stepping into it. And I'm looking at this one card, and I'm not thinking it's bothering you, but maybe it is. Let's just be sure, because it's not really the most enjoyable card. Yeah, things have to move forward. And things are going to move forward slowly. The Three of Swords shows up. Whatever you're getting involved with, it's not the most enjoyable start. But, in my opinion, if Taurus shows up, they show up to win. So it's kind of like, you know what, we're not starting off at a run. It's kind of like, recovering from an injury. We're supposed to be able to run a 4-minute mile, or whatever. Is that the way you say that? I don't know. 10-minute mile? 10-minute mile, not a 4-minute mile. That's crazy. Or maybe some people can do that, I'm sure. I can't. A 10-minute mile, we're just going to say for argument's sake. We're not going to start off at that, but first thing we got to do is we got to make sure we can stand on both feet. We got to make sure we have our balance. Then we're going to get to walking. Then we're going to start walking that mile. Then we're going to slowly, day by day, little by little, just inch it up a little, inch it up a little. It may take us 3 or 4 months to get there, but we'll get there. That's kind of Taurus's energy. Kind of like, it's not about liking the goal, and I'm using that running thing as a purposefully because not everybody likes to run. It's kind of like, listen, it's not something I want to do. It's something that needs to be done. It's not going to start off at that point, but we're going to, like, first things first. It may take me 3 or 4 months to do it, but I'll get there. I will get there, and I will make it happen. It needs to happen, therefore it will happen. People don't like it. That's, again, why I'm using the running analogy, because a lot of people don't like that. So it's kind of like, it's trying to give you that little perception there. Not really open to the, like, what do you mean we have to run a 10-minute mile, Taurus? What are you talking about? Listen, it's part of the situation. It's what's going to make it work. We got to do it. And it's kind of like, oh. People are not happy. You're like, well, things are stuck. We're going to slowly get involved in it. You're definitely going to have pushback. Don't listen to the pushback too much. I don't know how you normally handle that. Taurus has a lot of flavors. Don't listen to the pushback too much. I'm not saying you want to flat out ignore it. Just don't invest in it. Kind of like, all right, that's how they feel now. Let's give it a week. Let's give it 2 weeks. Let's give it 3 weeks, and let's see if it's kind of like getting better, if it's improving. If after 3 or 4 weeks, it should be getting better. Okay. So what they're saying to do is also, at the same time, it's like I don't feel like I want to acknowledge it or like I don't want to address it directly, but at the same time, it's kind of like I'm not slowing down. Don't slow down. Keep up with your plan. Keep pushing for your plan. It seems like you have a very stable connection to this. You know it can and can't be done. Keep pushing forward with your plan. Don't let the negative talk get you to kind of alter it, kind of like, well, we should be able to do this in 3 to 4 months, but the way people are complaining, maybe it's going to be like 7 or 8. We don't need to be doing that. You know the plan. You know what the boundaries are. Stick with that. Stick with that. What are these two? Keep focusing on the goal. Keep focusing on prosperity. Like that's the word down here. But they're like saying, it's kind of like, you get more with sugar than you get more with honey than you do vinegar. Is that how that works? We can be nice about it, but still not bend on the goal. We can be nice about it, but still not bend on the goal, whatever that means. You know what I mean? If we have to talk a little bit more to it, we have to give, all right, let's take a little bit more time to warm up. You know what I mean? Let's take a little bit more time to get, make sure we have the right shoes we need, whatever we need. Let's put a little bit more effort into that. But today's goal is still today's goal. We're still going to do what we need to do today. We'll be nice about it. I'll be nice to you about it. I'm not going to scream at you that you need to do it, but I'm not going to let you get away with not doing it at the same time. I'm going to, let's do this. Well, instead of taking 5 minutes to stretch, we'll take 15 to make sure you're ready to do it or whatever it needs to be done. Stuff like that. So, don't give in on your goal. Stick to your daily goals. Just more honey than vinegar. More honey than vinegar on this one. I don't know how you normally do it, but they're saying more honey than vinegar will make a difference here. This is showing up in the environment. That's the 5 of Wands. I'm going to just kind of where's the conflict coming from? We have 3 of Cups in Judgment and Question. Taurus proves their worth over time. I feel like that's very easy. If somebody doesn't know you, the longer they know you, the more they realize you're clearly invested in success. Clearly. You don't waste your time. Taurus is not one to waste their time. After the 3 to 4 weeks, because I keep getting this 3 to 4 week thing, I feel like that's when you have a stable place to stand and to point out to people, hey, remember when you were complaining and look where you are now. Remember how I pushed you day by day and look where you are now. We're not halfway there yet. We're getting close to it though. Stick with me, work with me, we will have the success. And you want to use that as your leverage. I feel like that's why we want to wait 3 to 4 weeks to say, hey, I'm pushing you, and hey, I'm trying to work with you, I'm trying to be nice. Look how far you've come. You were over there 3 weeks ago. You barely could stand. Here, this is where you are now. You can barely stand on your own, or whatever. You could barely do this. Look where you are now. 3 weeks later. Look at the improvement you've had 3 weeks. Use that as your advantage. Because there's people with their little talky talk stuff, blah 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 blah. Somebody's going to try to, I don't know, there's something weird here. I feel like somebody's going to try to jump, they're going to try to jump ship or something. I don't know what they're doing. Remind them of how you've helped people. Remind them how you've tried to work with them. You've tried to be kind about it. You're sticking to the goal. We're still going to do the goals, but you've worked with them where you could, and that we are seeing success, and we're getting more and more success. Remind them of how things are balancing out. This is 6 of Pentacles, which is a balance energy in my opinion. It's balance over time. It's not like a jump balance. It's we're showing how the effort put in is giving you what you're getting out of it type thing. This energy popping in is just, I feel like this is the calamity. Somebody's trying to say oh, that's just, as if it wasn't built on something. They're trying to say, well, that's just how it worked out this time. It wouldn't work out the same way every time, and that's not true for Taurus. Taurus has a plan. Taurus does things the same way every time and gets the same result. This is the conflict, and I feel like just show what you've done, show the proof, and just keep going, saying, hey, this is the proof. If you want to succeed, you stick with me. If you want to fail, you do what you want. I'm not here for you though. If you choose to fail, I'm not keeping you. You're gonna have to go somewhere else. If you choose to win, you stick with me and we'll make it happen. If you're gonna choose to do something else, you're gonna have to do it somewhere else, because I don't have time to invest in people who are gonna fail. You want to win? Stick with me. Do it the way I tell you to. You don't want to win? You need to go somewhere else, and that's the choice. That I feel like people want to win, and I also feel like after 3 to 4 weeks, whatever you see appropriate, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever works. The proof is in the pudding. Like, I feel like people can see that. There's pushback, but I feel like you could be like, well, that's where you were, this is where you are, and it's because of what I said. You want to win, stick with me. You don't want to win, go somewhere else. And I feel like that's the choice I'm giving them. I do feel like this works out in your advantage. I feel like you're going to kind of squash the problem. You're probably going to squash it. It's probably going to, because when you use proof to your advantage, you speak to it a certain way, and it's kind of like, obviously it's working, and this is why, and this is what we've done, and this is how we're going to keep going. If you want to win, stick with me. You get that Ace of Cups at the end with things moving forward. It starts off very rough with that Three of Swords, but it goes from the Three of Swords to the Ace of Cups. And when it ends up in that Ace of Cups, I don't feel people giving you pushback anymore. I feel people might whine. They might whine that they're like, oh, I don't want to do that, but they'll do it. They might whine, but they're not going to really... There's a difference between whining and pushback, in my opinion. You let me know in the comments if you think it's the same thing, but I feel like it's different. People pushing back are like, no, this is wrong. We need to do it a different way. People whining are like, they know they got to do it. They just want to whine. They just want to complain. It's the difference between having the conviction like they are going to do it, they just want to have their little whiny session, versus like pushback is like, I don't think we need to do it. I want to do something different. You know what I'm saying? But once you get there, I feel like there'll be whiny people, but there won't be pushback as much, or if any. If any, really. Yeah, if you're going to stabilize this. That's what you do. So I feel like hopefully this comes forward in a way that helps you navigate this in a more comfortable way for you, hopefully. Or maybe at least gives you, maybe you need a little confidence with the situation. Maybe that's giving you this. Hopefully it's helpful either and or both ways. Or maybe some way I wasn't even realizing. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.